And so the clan grows. I'm kind of surprised that there's clansman fighters Varl, but like Horseborn isn't like a 4th rank added for this specific chapter of the game. I mean, well, by chapter I mean game 2. Banner Saga 2 doesn't have a 4th tier.
They say the moon and stars are always visible when you look at Lauga's godstone. How can that be true?
The moon her spirit, the stars her eyes, Aleo says, plucking a few strings of his instrument. Lauga, the god of beauty and of, well, of things that happen in the night. The skald smiles. The gods may be dead, but my wife still prays to Lauga. I'm thankful for her piety. This god that apparently has a boob window, judging by the shape, the hole in the rock that was positioned there. The skald is not the only one smiling. A quick look around reveals grins throughout the caravan. I see why Oberyn has grown so quickly over the years, you say? The skald laughs. A truth spoken in front of Lauga's stone is supposed to ripple through the night, either strengthening a lover's resolve or carrying away undesired affection. Aleo skips away to find his wife. The sight of so many of your people showing each other affection warms you. You recall Gil, the boy from your village in Skogar who tried so hard each day to impress you. You wonder if there will ever be another. Well, he died so long ago you could easily forget he existed. He died in the first chapter we met Alette in. 5 renown, and not a whole lot else going on. Bye, boob window statue lady. So I guess that was, she was looking down at us from the top of the godstone, right? It's like that was, this was all shelter. That's a crazy shape. It's almost an optical illusion. At first I thought it was looking up, but it's actually looking down. It's basically a giant sex cave. Yep.
Finally, we made it. But why are so many camped outside the walls? They must have seen the darkness approaching.
Cool, another giant castle on a cliff, just at the edge of nothing, with a promise of doom. It's always a nice, just welcome sight when you're about to be sieged. It's cool, we're on a cliff and there's nowhere to go. We'll be fine. It's actually similar to the topography of where we ended the last game. Wind ripples across tents, which multiply the closer you get to Oberyn. Dung litters the paths, and it is clearly not all from Yox. Rattling coughs mix with raucous laughter. Small fights break out for no apparent reason. Curious eyes grow wide as they spot the Varl and Horseborn. Mothers grab their children, men their weapons. Various clan banners snap and whip in the wind. You recognize the heraldry of Karl Schuss from Alo's tales and Strand's banner from previous tales with Ubin. There are even a few Cragsman banners, but by their muddy appearance, you also notice the division between each clan. There is no mixing or unity. I'll push ahead, Prince Ludin says. My father will want to see me, and I'll be able to find out what exactly is going on here. Yrsa and a few fighters escort him through the crowd towards the walls. And there goes Yrsa and Bersi and Ludin, all at once. Maybe we'll see them again, who knows? Old Atakan's people are here. You hear a woman from the caravan shout. I have to check on him. Others are finding familiar clans and kin as well, slowly drifting from your banner. We can try to stay together and stay isolationist like everybody else is. We can encourage them to bring those people back to us to strengthen our clan. We can say nothing and just let our clan fall apart or various people leave. Or you can be really rough about it and say, if you leave us, you are banished. I'm gonna say try to bring people here, if we can. Bring them here. Bring Atakan and the others to us. Some of the folk around the fires look half-starved and gladly join, making their way towards the supply carts. Others pack their meager possessions and fall in line. Morale improved. Whoa, 140 clansmen, 22 fighters, 8 Varl, 10 renown. No bonus supplies, though. We have 5 days of supplies. That's not the best situation to start things with. Where the crowd is most dense in volume and numbers, the caravan comes to a stop. Ahead, you notice a sharp line where the tents and people stop. The ground beyond is pinned with arrows and not much else. A few hundred yards of empty space between these people and Albrang's walls. What is this, you ask, confused by all you are taking in? That's the peaceful bit, an older fighter says near you. He looks the type who has seen enough things to lack enthusiasm for much of anything. The king's men can't kill us from the walls, and we can't kill them from up here. But what caused the fighting, you ask? The man smiles, his face unaccustomed to the action. Come on, Sunderslayer, he says. It's the same damn thing that causes every fight. They've got something we want. King's got food and protective walls. We're starving with our asses facing that rolling darkness. His words deal you a heavy blow. So Albrang's at war. The man laughs a wicked laugh. That's putting it lightly, he says. From what I can tell, this is the rest of our kind. You've brought the last of the Varl, and even dragged in some worthless horseborn. This fight's for survival. Winner lives, loser's gone forever. His laugh turns into hysteria, and you leave, unsettled. We're doomed. So, the apocalypse is happening pretty thoroughly. Oh, forced march renown. So there's a giant, horrible apocalypse headed our way, a wave of darkness ending everything. But the Menders have promised us that they have a way of solving this. And so, based on that idea, Alette has some hope that whoever is left after this may get to live. But at the moment, we possibly have the last of the Horseborn, and the last of the Varl, and the last of mankind all on a mountain together, fighting over the last big keep that might be able to fend off the coming attacks. And it may not, who knows? And I don't think they're going to get along. So we're going to be making tough decisions probably about who lives and who dies. The Ox are tended and tents aligned as best as possible. Some are repairing their armor, others look anxious to talk to various clans. The Varl King's eyes scan the fields as he approaches. I want to know what's going on here as much as you, he says. But we'd better find a way to defend our gear and supplies. These other clans could form a mob if they discover we have food. Seeing the hungry eyes all around you, you agree. We only have 5 days of food, though. We've got an issue, Oddleaf says. I don't know why, but the other clans don't like the Horseborn. Or the Varl, for that matter. They're starting trouble, and I'm going to stop it. You decide what to do. Ah, goddammit. Alright. So we can help defend our supplies with Hakon. We can investigate the standoff between the king and the clans, meaning the gap between the wall and where we are. Or we can defend the Varl and the Horseborn from troublemakers. These are all things I want to do. I'd say 2 is probably the lowest priority, just because the number 1 and 3 are both about solving immediate problems, whereas number 2 seems to be about dealing with the general problem here, which, you know, an immediate problem that the world's ending, but I feel like the other ones take a little bit of priority right now. Well, here's my logic. Given these options, Hakon is the leader of the Varl, and he's got 163 people to command, and they're Varl, so they're like double strength compared to humans anyway. I think I can trust him to establish defenses for some supplies, especially when there are only 5 days of supplies anyway. So I'm going to go with Oddleaf to stop the troublemakers, because I don't want the minority parties of my camp being attacked. Skathak has his weapon drawn, and a few Varl are standing near him with shields up. Humans, in growing numbers, are healing every sort of curse at them. You can ask what the problem is, Or you can threaten them, or you can instruct the Varl to back away slowly. No, I think it's gonna be... Trying to back away is just going to get us a problem here. If we try to back away, they're just going to press. They're going to see a sign of weakness. There's no reason to ask what the problem here is, because we know exactly what it is. Yeah, I think it's actually time for Aletta to show a little teeth and put that hood back on. I think we're gonna threaten them, because that's the only way we're gonna get them to back off. Because hello, we have an army here of like 700 people-ish. Walk back to your fires, or we'll make you wish you had. The fighters do not respond well to your threat and immediately charge. Well, that could have gone better. We don't have hack on at the moment. Nope. Go with Gris potentially, or probably one of the. Yeah, just another. We could just use another one of the Forceborn if we want to. It's probably a good call. Probably Roek. Let's throw him in here. And while we have the opportunity to promote people, Oddleaf, can I give you... You can't get any more strength or armor. That is a bummer. All I can do is give her more willpower over and over again. But aside from that, leveling her up would give her a new ability, is the main thing. And the ability to use better trinkets. You know, yeah, she rarely is able to get promoted anyway. I can give her either Slag and Burn or Bird of Prey. Shoot further than less experienced archers versus Slag and Burn. I don't like Slag and Burn very much, honestly. An AoE is nice, but it kind of feels redundant when I already have the ability to lay a trap, and the randomization in particular is a bit of a bummer to me. So I think I want Bird of Prey just to have the ability to just shoot people I otherwise wouldn't be able to reach, especially with that puncture and everything. Maybe time to go for some bonus traits. Like that crit chance, for example. What's the other option again? Yeah, resisting strength damage. I'm trying to avoid taking the damage in the first place, usually. And then bonus hit chance is also nice. There we go. A few basic traits picked out. I have strength resist equipped right now, but as level 6, I can probably equip a few different things now. Or just that. 20% chance of double damage. Yeah, I'll take it. Could be scary for her trap, at the very least. Next up, I would say... I mean, I want to level up Hakon, so maybe I should wait. But I like Scott Huck. Yeah, let's go ahead and promote him. Here we go. Some armor would not hurt. Exertion would also not hurt. Let's max out his exertion, and... one more armor or one more armor break. He has an exceptionally high break cap of 4, which is encouraging. 3 exertion plus 4... Yeah, I want to increase his armor because it would obviously make him harder to hit early on. But 3 exertion and 4 armor break means he could do 7 damage to somebody's armor in 1 turn. And if I have him going early in the turn order, which I probably should then, that means that... we could, for example, have a Varl then just flatten somebody that he just weakened. So I'm going to go for that. He's now level 7 using a level 6 item, so I'm going to unequip that just to check if there's something better now. So he had knockback when he does strong attacks, 2 will per kill, 1 strength. This one makes him harder to kill, but reduces his armor, but gives him dodge. This one gives him bonus to break. Yeah, useless to him, actually. I think I'm going to stay with the current item. Knockback's kind of fun, and the specifically on strength attacks, so it's when he's not breaking armor. And the will per kill and bonus strength, mostly just the bonus strength, is kind of nice to have. It takes him up to a 16 on a relatively high strength character. Otherwise, I think we're just good to go. Have him go first among this crew for the break opportunity. Roa could be one of the follow-up characters, for example. And... yeah, let's go. One of these days, we'll just catch a little bit of a break, right? One of these days? No? Okay, what do we have here? Wow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 characters. Hi, everyone. Oh, some of these... Yeah, they're pretty much all really weak, though, because they're random racist assholes, basically. This 11, 12, and 10, 10 are the scariest ones, but they don't have very interesting skills, really, especially since Bloody Flail doesn't attack based on strength. Regular old spear guy. Yeah, so there's 3 shield bearers, 2 spearmen, and 4 archers? 3 archers. Not too bad. Gonna want to position the archers, my archers, in a way where they'd be more likely to be able to hit their incoming archers. Let's see. I could set up my Horseborn to just be able to charge these characters if I can. That could be fun. Yeah. Set up Eric in this corner. We'll have my archers go against their melee characters because they have the advantage in that situation. Eric can try to summon a bear right in the middle of them to distract them while we set up various AoE attacks. Gonna just sort of ignore the 2 people on top while we deal with the larger group. Let them try to play catch up for a bit, I think. Turn order is Scott Hawk, then the other guy. Maybe Scott Hawk should be right down here then. Yeah, that'll let Mogre move freely still as we make our attack if we can. We'll see how it goes exactly. None of these, so all of those guys are melee, so none of them can initiate. They have limited range. Not that limited range though. Yeah, they can move throughout this whole area. This one's the biggest concern. So I'm pretty much going to want to stay right where I am if I want to avoid getting attacked directly. We'll go ahead and overwatch. Come and get it, guys. We'll summon a nice distraction bear. You in particular are gonna... Yeah. Gonna say... Putting it right in front of him almost guarantees that he gets hit, but I don't know if I can trust him to... No, surely he'll move in a straight line, right? It's literally the next square next to him. It'd be really weird if he went somewhere else with the beginning of his move action. So that'll probably be a successful trap. Next we call in a nice distracting bear to help block the path for attacking the archers. Overwatch. Ow. Except not, actually. Never mind. Goodbye. Well, that was a dumb idea. He just ran directly in front of a bear. What do you think was going to happen? Yep, he's down. Alright. And we totally get to go right after these archers right away. Sweet. Oops. There we go. I do that so often. I'm ready to attack somebody, but the end turn icon shows up right on top of the character I'm trying to click on. I've got an artery strike, another crit. Ow. Everyone really hates Eric in this game. Out of all the options, they target him so consistently, it's kind of amazing. 10 and 9 damage. Yeah, this guy's the biggest threat. Let's go ahead and start with him. I have 2 exertion, so I can take out half of his strength. What are my attacks again? Bring the pain and malice. Nope, I think I just want to go for an attack. Could go for some really, really damaging attack on his armor, which enables him to get a hit for a lot, but frankly, I can already do 5 damage without attacking his armor at all, and that means no damage coming at me. And 18 armor means I'm unlikely to take damage regardless, and we can take out this archer really quickly too. Damn it, it happened again. There we go. Yeah, Mogre's super high strength gets a lot done, and yep, even that melee character went into this character's range. I'll probably just stay put and do the same thing again, honestly. She's pretty perfectly positioned to get approached by most of the melee characters. Except the ones we're dealing with down there, perhaps. I mean, he'll probably make the same mistake again. And I can't kill him with the normal attack. So why not? Hey, buddy. Have fun. He'll probably walk directly into that again. Always with attacking Eric. They're very consistent about it. I'm starting to wonder if they have like a fixation of some kind. Alright. Let's work on you then. How do you feel about having no armor? So yeah, I basically just ran up to a girl and stripped her then, right? Because that's... In one swift motion, she lost all of her armor. And goodbye. They are quickly diminishing in units. Oh, there goes that guy too. Alright. So we have a 7 strength, a 7, and a... Yeah, the 10 is still here, right? Oh, that's my character. Yeah, 977's all they got left. So we'll go after who I can to try to reduce the number of those people. Hey, buddy. Hate to, alarm you, but I've got a... Yeah, sorry. Trample's fun, though. Yay. Back to the core of my group. Oh, poor guy. He's taking some hits. Shame on you. You gotta respect nature, even when it's a weird half-nature, half-monster thing. And, wow, the artery strikes are weirdly consistent. She just got demolished. I'm just gonna run off for a bit. This guy's going down. I don't really feel like having wounded characters, so I'm gonna try to avoid that. Bye! They seriously made Overwatch no joke. Everyone else gets a turn. But Let's already level 10, so there's no reason to go for the last kill. Oddleaf, though, could totally go for the last kill. And will. Use that horn. Here we go. Bye, racist. Scott Huck's up for promotion. And no one else. To be fair, a lot of people are already up for promotion, but I just don't have the renown to do the promotion. So that notification becomes less and less common as a result. The fighters fall and others nod their approval of you defending your clan. You're tired and irritated as you shuffle back to the front of the caravan. I've discovered what these battle lines are all about, Ruga says. The king shut his people out. These clans are here to see that he feeds and protects his people, as he is supposed to, and they've chosen me to lead that cause. He laughs at your incredulous look. I'm just as surprised, but I need to talk to you in private. You nod, and the two of you enter a large empty tent. Why would I do that? Why would I do that? That's a terrible idea. Don't just agree to talk to Ruga in private. Last time we talked to him in private, he tried to fucking shank me. God damn it. Private's a terrible idea. The tent flaps close, leaving you and Ruga alone, both armed. To be fair, I'm probably way more dangerous than he is, because I'm level 10 and really good with a bow, and he mostly runs away. And his rapier is hilariously attached to his shoulder where it looks really hard to reach. And he is missing a hand. No need to mince words now, is there? I know you want to kill me. Only when I think about how you betrayed us. Then let's be clear. If either of us leaves this tent without the other, the field around us will turn red. Then talk quickly. I don't want to look at you longer than I have to. Ruga snorts his amusement. I wasn't making that stuff up about the king. He really has shut us all out. It started a few months ago when they started stockpiling food and slowing trade. Once the wealthy families were all pulled inside the walls, he shut the gates. The only thing he said is that he can't feed everyone. Oh, and his archers fire on anyone who gets close. You watch Ruga closely while deciding what to say next. Why should I believe you at all? Because you see all those people gathered. Do you think they're out here for fun? No, but maybe you don't know the whole story. If you're the king and your people are starving at your gates, do you let them in or keep them out? Don't answer. We both know you'd let them in, unless you knew something you weren't telling them. Either way, the people have a right to an answer, or the food they sent him in Obrang's protection. I think you'd agree the food and walls belong to the kingdom, not the king. So you plan to break down his walls? That's the last thing I want to do. We need those walls to stop the dredge and whatever else is coming behind them. But if we have to destroy them, we will. Maybe the menders inside can repair any damage. There might be ways past these first few walls, but the Black Wall? The governor just shakes his head. Wait, how did you come to lead the clans? Borsgard was the last human town next to the capital. Oh, the largest human town next to the capital. You don't become governor of a place like that without certain skills and powerful friends. And what are those certain skills? The governor just smiles. To what end? That's what the upcoming battle aims to find out. You want to go to war to ask a king a question? No, I want to go to war to make the king answer a few questions, like why he leave his people outside the walls to starve. So this war is unavoidable. Probably. I officially met with the king in a few hours to either come to an agreement or pull our banners from his. I won't be surprised if you're invited too, the mighty Sunder Slayer and army. If so, make your decisions carefully. His tone is not exactly threatening. Not exactly. You move to the tent flaps and both of you open them simultaneously so that no fights break out. So he thinks that I'll be there too when he meets with the king, which is a totally reasonable conclusion to have. Hopefully we'll get some sort of context for what the king's doing, because I don't really want to side with Ruga in any context, because he's awful. Let's go ahead and give Hakon another level, our Varl king. Here we go. Because that should give him rank 2 Tempest. So he can hit 3 people at once now. Did I say rank 2 or 3? I mean 2 either way. Could give him 1 more willpower. Definitely like the idea of giving him that crit chance just so he can start flattening people, because he's a high strength character to begin with. Although, yeah. I don't like the idea of what's essentially like a reverse crit. I would like this skill better if instead of being higher strength resistance, it would be higher chance of resisting, because then I'd be like, oh, cool, he has a pretty good chance of resisting a strength damage, but it's always 1 in 5, and it doesn't get better than that. And that bums me out, as opposed to Artery Strike, where it's like, everybody's getting crit all the time, blam! Go ahead and max out his willpower, too. So now he's got 8 willpower, he's got a crit chance built into his character, and additionally, he's got next rank of his talents. Could promote him again. No, I couldn't. That cost 19. And I probably don't want to spend that points that fast on one character. But I like the idea of promoting my main characters, especially just because the lethality of this game can be surprising. Hang on. Where's Leo? Or Leo? Where's the Bard? He's just not on my party. I haven't used him for a while. I don't think I've seen him in a while for my party, but he shows up very occasionally for dialogue when we show up at one of the Godstones, but he started out as a party member, like he was even introduced as a playable character first. Like he was the first thing we saw in this game, it was like, look at this new party member, whoa! But he's just kind of gone. Yeah, I just don't see him in here. Welp. Might as well see if Hakon can use a better item now. 2 armor per turn is a nice item, but we have some really cool high-level stuff you can probably use. Bonus to all ranks. Bonus to break talents right? No, maybe not the greatest items. Makes you very hard to kill. Reduced armor, but bonus dodge. That's not very encouraging either, honestly. Maybe the armor per turn is good, because it keeps that high strength. Takes that high strength he has and keeps it safer. Until I get some more decent items. Yeah, I don't know where Leo is. Maybe that's a glitch. Hey, Trigvi, you lunatic. We haven't talked since the Crags. The former Cragsman is trying to lure something out of a hole with a small piece of dried meat on a string. He leaves it dangling by his side while standing to talk. It looks like you're keeping busy. I am playing Fox and Hare with a Vol. Do you think foxes ever play Trigvi and Vol? No. Trigvi looks disappointed. Do you have any idea on how to keep 2 groups from killing each other? Any powders or relics or crazy schemes? He reaches into his tunic and grabs something, pauses, releases whatever it is, shakes his head. For a brief second he had an idea, but then decided not. People kill each other every day. Just enjoy the show. But if it comes to war, I don't think either side will leave us out of it. Trigvi thinks about what you were saying, tapping a fingernail against his teeth. Ugh. He looks at his fingers, sneers, and spits. Killing kings requires a lot of lives. It is easy to kill clansmen instead. Either way, some will praise you and others will throw dung at your face. Or, you could collect all the dung in a giant hill, stand on top of it, and you can be your own king. As you watch him crouch back down to the hole, you wonder what possessed you to speak with him. Yeah? He doesn't... I don't know. I was gonna say that he just kind of says gibberish and doesn't really ever have anything to offer, but he has had little hidden bits of wisdom before about how to avoid cragsman problems that we didn't heed before. That was the time to listen to him for sure, so that was his place. Skythawk and Deirdre pace nervously, keeping their distance from humans, Varl, and other horseborn. That is everybody. That's everybody. Roek patrols around the two a short distance away, nodding to you briefly. Is everything okay? Many mans, more than we know live. You stop to look around at the thousands of tents in the fields and hundreds of homes beyond the capital's walls. I'm from a small village. I'm not used to seeing so many people either. Maybe. Herd too big. So many mouths hungry. If some dead, more easy feed herd. Skythawk stomps the ground and says a few shrill notes at Deirdre before turning to you. Deirdre forgets we are not of same thinking with mans. If you think Big Herd is right, we will think Big Herd is right. But what do you think is right, Skythawk? The male horseborn looks up at the upper for a few moments while swishing his tail in thought. I think Big Herd kick each other in small fields. He points to Obrang. Small fields behind walls. Oh, he thinks there's been a rebellion inside the kingdom, and that's why they're not communicating. You thank them for talking, and offer them a few calming words before departing. He thinks that everyone inside the walls itself are fighting each other. That's an interesting point. There's a market to visit, but I don't have... do I need currency? I mean, do I need food? I could stock up on food if I want to, but I don't know if we'll need to. Surely we'll have a chance to later if I really need to. One will per turn, chance of dodging. Ooh, bonus strength. That's nice. Strength resist, 1 will per kill. 2 strength, 1 armor per turn, -1 move. Level 4. That'd be tempting to put on a hack on minus the move problem, which is not great. Range, distance, break, talent, damn. I like the strength resist over here. That'd be really nice for somebody with high strength instead of getting 2 armor every turn, perhaps. Is just blocking 2 strength damage all the time. Yeah. I think I'm gonna grab that. Hey, Hakon. Think I got you a new toy. He doesn't have that much armor to begin with, honestly. So even if they do start breaking it down in earnest, restoring 2 every turn is not going to be amazing. But 2 strength resist just in general. That's pretty good. And the willpower per kill is just kind of a bonus. And now I can put 2 armor per turn on somebody who's level 5 or otherwise. Don't know if there's anyone specific that I'd want to give that to. Ooh, you might be a good one, actually. Oh no, you having that break talent's actually fantastic. You have a chance of critting, and your armor's so low by default that doesn't matter. 2 will... Yeah, I never use the Thistleberry, so I'll give our special scout bear man some regenerating armor to keep him alive. Especially since he's just such a magnetic punching bag so far. We've completed all the training so far, so that's basically it. I might want to train, I guess. Let's see if I can train. I mean, not train, train warriors is what I mean, because we have a lot of clansmen right now, but we're probably going to need fighters soon. Yeah. Let's train clansmen into fighters. We need protection. Let's train 100 of them. Let's see, it'll take us a day and a half. Okay. We're about to have a big old fight, so let's have a bunch of fighters. Because it's the end of the world, we need more than 100 fighters in our disposal, I think. Alright, I think it's time for the meeting tent. Before you head towards the large tent, Oddleaf stops you. Are you certain you're ready for what could happen out there? Her worried look is infectious. The king may be a decent man, but I doubt he's kept his throne by always following the rules. I'm prepared for whatever the king and clans decide. I'm glad to hear the confidence in your voice, Oddleaf says. Just be careful. I'll be back here with the rest of the clan if you need me. You smile, and make your way past the line of clansmen marking the boundary of the peaceful bit. They're still calling it that. Hakon should be there too, he is the Varl king, right? Oh, there he is. The voices coming from under the tent are loud, animated. I'm sure Ludin will be here too. Best we could. Oh, there's the king. There's King Meinolf. We've heard about him a lot, and there's Ludin, as expected. All of the leaders that I know of right now that aren't dead or missing. You've done well. I never thought I'd see my son again. Well, we've all had easier journeys. The king's cheerful mood lessens. He is about to say something when he sees you approaching. Who's this? Greetings, King Meinolf. My name is Alette, and I'm from Skogar. Ludin steps forward. Father, this is Sunderslayer I told you about. King Meinolf glances at you and sighs. Son, you can introduce your pretty country girl later. You and Ludin both turn red, but you temper your anger as the king addresses Hakon. It pains me to hear you've lost so many hardy warriors, Hakon. But tell me, where's Jorunder's Kender, Wagner? Wagner died protecting your son. I was Wagnir's Kender. With Jorunder's death in Einartoft, I'm king of the few remaining Varl. The king says nothing, contemplating the news. Your walls are the last hope of my people, no sense in denying it. I understand. And of course, you'll have refuge here, the least I can do for bringing my son back alive. It'll be tight, but I'm sure we can find a place for you. King Meinolf, Alette here is just as much responsible for the prince's safe return. She has quite a few clansmen. Careful, Varl King, this is the human capital and my generosity is already stretched thin. Hakon looks at you and shrugs. Tell me, girl, why are you leading an entire caravan of humans and horseborn? Why didn't one of the men take point? Oh, great. That's where this is going, haha. My clans trusted my father and learned to trust me. All of them. No, some didn't like it, but some people didn't like my dad either. King Meinolf watches you for a moment before chuckling. That's a valuable lesson learned. The sooner you realize you can't please everyone, the sooner you can get doing something worthwhile. Unfortunately, that doesn't change how many Aberrang can support. Only now do you see Ruga and the 24 fighters approaching. The king's guards look concerned. They should probably be concerned. Ruga. Meinolf. I should have killed you when I had the chance. You tried, remember? Are we fighting? Did the Sunderslayer convince you to open your gates to your people? You will never enter my gates again. I'd hoped you died in Borsgard. How is it you've come to speak for all of these clans? The people you've turned your back on, seems they needed a leader they could trust. Again, how have you come to speak for them? Did you fool them like the people of that rotten town you governed? The only fool here is the outnumbered king believing he still has say in what happens now. Don't make us breach your walls. We'll have to repair them once we're inside. I can remind them of the dredge approaching, which is a weird rumor to remind them of because we've encountered them everywhere, so I feel like that's not really a Oh, maybe that means this probably means the rumor of the giant wall that Bolverk has encountered. We can point out the approaching darkness or stay quiet. I am going to talk about the approaching dredge. And when you two wear each other down, who's left if the dredge attack? Meinolf doesn't know the first thing about fighting dredge. He's been insulated too long. I earned my throne by strength, Ruga. I can demonstrate on you how I'd handle dredge. And what? Failed to kill me again? Alette, look at your people out there. Our people. They need food and clean water. Not that poison in the river, they need protection. You cannot allow this king to keep us from safety after all this way. She doesn't have to. I'll find a place for the people under your banner, Alette. A place inside the walls alongside the Varl. A place this vain man will never be allowed again. That's enough. Both of you are bickering like children instead of leaders. And you, Giant. Joining this king after all we did to help your people alive. Traitor. To keep your people alive. Traitor. Hakon growls and flexes his grip on his axe. All parties look angry and tense, and then look at you. Okay. Dun dun dun. So I'm supposed to choose to side with the king or the Varl, basically, right? Or I mean, the king or Ruga at this point, which is kind of nightmarish because I think Hakon might even turn on me at that point, as far as I can tell. Also, it's the conflict of the fact that like Alette generally sides with the people, the way I play her, but that involves siding with Ruga, who is a backstabbing asshole who tries to kill me on a regular basis. So it seems like a terrible idea to side with him too. This might be Alette's breaking point. I've done an entire playthrough trying to save everyone and been reminded every step of the way that you just can't do that. And trusting Ruga, ever, is just a terrible idea, because he's a bastard. And there's so many factions here that won't work with me and even attack me on sight, and I can't deal with all these different people. The best I can do is try to protect the people who've actually put their trust in me, which is, those are the only ones I can work with. So my banner, my people, are my only concern. Good. I'm granting you and your people, even those horror-spawn, into my walls, but move quickly. I thought I taught you better, Alette. This isn't how you play the game. You haven't taught me shit, Ruga. This guy's he just sits back and says things like he's some kind of mentor or has like something to teach me and blah blah blah. He spent like the entire game just sort of staring at me from across the room and like having an expression on his face every now and then. Like once every like 3 hours of the game he suddenly is like, Ruga was over there. He seems to not be happy with the thing you did, I guess. Okay, back to forgetting he exists until the end of the game. We don't have interactions all the time. Hate this guy. Are we in for a fight? Ruga blows 3 quick bursts into a war horn. You look back and are shocked to see an ambush on your caravan. With no defenses built, your tents quickly go up in flames, humans and Varl burning. Well, shit. Even when I make the decision explicitly of like, I gotta defend my clan, there goes like a third of my clan. Just boom, there we go. I feel like every decision I've ever made in any Banner Saga game has been wrong. Without warning, Ruga pulls his cloak-pin dagger and lunges at King Meinolf, who shifts slightly, the blade only piercing his side. Before anyone can react, Ruga slinks behind his fighters who are charging you, Hakon and King Meinolf. Everyone to the walls, you shout. Protect the king and the Varl. Hakon nods his appreciation just before the clamor of war envelops you both. It really shows how much of a scumbag Ruga generally is that his immediate reaction was to underhandedly try to stab somebody and then run behind his goddamn guards again, because he's just a shitty coward, and that's just what he does. I'm pretty happy with this crew, I think. Yeah, we got Oddleaf and Eric and Scott Hawk and Moger and Hakon. That's the good variety I like to have. I like to have a little bit more variety back when Menders were available, but they're all gone now, although we still have the heal at least. I just, I miss my lightning. Lightning was a fun trick, and now it's gone. Damn it. What's Canary's deal? She just kind of showed up. So, oh, she's another thrower. I wonder if she makes the other character... She has pin and poison tipped. Which, yeah, does seem like she would just make the other horseborn totally superfluous, wouldn't she? Deirdre? Poison tipped, free roam. Oh yeah, she doesn't have pin yet, because she's not only level 5. Maybe she'd get a different skill. But otherwise, not great. But I'm happy with Scott Hawk. He's fun. And he can freaking dent people's faces with his feet. It's great. Ambush Minoff, you're wounded. Just a flesh wound, though I feel odd. Depths take Ruga. Rally the troops. He's poisoned, basically. Ruga went and poisoned the king, because he is just the scummiest person. That explains why he didn't go for the kill so hard. He stabbed him with a poisoned tip and then ran off immediately. So let's turn on health bars just to try to find the enemies faster. There's 2 of them over here. This guy's outside of the fight, apparently. I suspect some of those characters might join the fight. I wouldn't be surprised. But at the moment, it's just those 3 on the side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, they only outnumber us by 1, again. And there are, let's see, we have a 12, 10... Basic stats across the board, not too much to worry about. Axe Storm is not great, so we should probably deal with those guys if we can. Stone Wall. Bloody Flail. So they have 3 axe throwers, which is a bit of a concern. We also have a pretty irregular series of locations where we can place these characters, I'm noticing. Let's see here. I kind of want to see if I can taunt some of these characters to come closer over time. Like these guys over here. Because we can make good use of some of these abilities if we have a little bit of leeway. Yeah, I want these characters to approach if I can get them to. Let's see. We can put Alette. Yep. Alette and Oddleaf right here behind Hakon in this front group. There's not a lot of freedom. There's a lot of open space where you can't put anybody. But this would be a great spot for an Overwatch. And Oddleaf can place a pretty good puncture trap on the floor. You can get prepped to summon a bear. And our Horseborn can cause a mess. Probably don't want to start that close. Having a good starting spot's not easy though right now. Might just want to start off right up in there. But then they don't have to move to get to me, which is annoying. You do frustratingly have more room to maneuver over here. Maybe I'll split 2 of you off. Between the Horseborn and the Bear, we can keep these guys busy, and we'll have more maneuverability for dealing with these guys. Because yeah, our spawn locations kind of blow. Howdy, everyone. Let's go have us a fight, huh? Alright, I'm just gonna stay put right here, basically. So I can move, like, slightly forward. I'll be in attack range. I can move a little bit forward without getting totally in Mogre's way. Come and get it, boys. Nope. 1 throw down. 2. 3. 4. Jeez. He has more luck than I usually do, that's for sure. Alright. Rain of arrows. Right up in there in the front. Someone will walk into that, I'm sure. Hello. You deserve that. Oh, found his way over. Rugo's even been recruiting Cragsmen? Alright, took some bad hits there that I'm not totally psyched about. But I'm gonna summon a bear. That'll make it all better. Oh, here it comes. He's doomed. Come on. Yes. Archers are fun. So are bears. I have a bear. Did I mention that? Nyam. That guy can't quite reach my leader. We can do some damage to this guy here. Let's go ahead and trample. Whee! Aha! Get wrecked. I'm over here now. Oh, here come the throws. They've put a chunk in the... they've taken a chunk out of Hakon's defense already, who hasn't had an actual turn yet. Mogur's movement's a little restricted right now. That's about where I can get to. Yeah, zero ability to damage him is kind of a bummer. But why does it say I have zero ability to break his armor? I see no reason why that would be true, basically. Just seems to be wrong, basically. Let's just go for it. I took out tons of armor. It's just saying 0 for some reason. I don't know why that is. Not sure what's going on there. Aha! Ow, ow, ow. Oh, Hakon mad. Hakon spin to win. Hakon ruin lives. Yay! Artery strike for the crit. And another Overwatch. It's great. How many of those have gone off? Y'all are in trouble. Oh man, I can really center myself here. Let's do this. Come and get it, everybody. And I'm in tons of people's range. Yep, that's exactly what I was going for. Even the people on the opposite side of the map are in trouble. Let's see. I want to try to predict that guy's movement, but I don't know how. Could be a bit of a gamble. I'm going to go for this spot in front of Alette. We'll see if he moves there. I'm trying to catch that guy as he approaches. Bye! Alright. Now it's bear mode time. Let's go for this guy's armor if I can. We can also rally. I don't think that many people need willpower right now, though. But I can take out a bunch of this guy's armor for our bear. Ta-da! Ow! Shit, does he have counterattacks turned on? I guess it was just his turn next. Because yeah, he doesn't have counterattacks. It was just, that was just actually his turn. Just a coincidence there. Well, let's get rid of that strength that you've been using. It's so satisfying. Please walk into the trap. Please. Yes. I predicted it correctly. Bye. Ooh, that was a crit. Alright, well they're down to 1, 2, 3 guys. Highest strength of the whole pack is 7. Which is low, and my lowest strength right now is 9. So we're doing pretty good. Not counting the guy that's down, but he already hired his replacement. Hey buddy, I don't need willpower for this. Bye. Alright, this guy up here is the last real threat. Oh, there goes another Overwatch. Jeez. Can't say it's not effective. I'm gonna try to get out of the way so that Hakon can approach on his side. There we go. Here comes 15 damage. Bye. You did it, Ruga. You defeated us. We're all very impressed. 20 renown.